So today I want to have a little chat about this Ford Performance Parts Catalog. This is the 2021. So it came out at the beginning of 2020. So it kind of is up to date in 19. Anyway, the big thing about this is it's listed in the back here, all the different places that are Ford Performance dealers where you'd get this catalog. So, and it includes Australia and South Africa and Europe and a bunch of different places. So you can basically get parts from this anywhere in the world. And this catalog, at least in the US, it's $5 US to buy it. So today, now we're going to talk about some things that are relevant to the previous videos, some questions people had. People said that you couldn't get 410 gears. So these are out of the parts catalog. These are the 410 gears for the front axle. And you can see it fits the Expedition, the F-150, the Raptor, older F-250s, Lincoln Mark LTs, and Lincoln Navigators. And anyway, these gears, you can buy, if you have one of these vehicles with 355s or 373s, you can upgrade to 410s. Really the right gear ratio if you're looking to run 35s. So there are some other options, but just people were saying, well, you can't get them. You got to put 409s, and you got to get them from an aftermarket company. They don't make them. They do. And this is the part number. You'll see there at the top, the second line, M4209 88410F. And so here's the list of aftermarket ring sets that they make, and you'll notice they're near the bottom. You'll see there's two of them, 8.8. There's a 410 and a 410, and one is 4x4 front. Okay, so that 88 410F is front for the 4x4, and that's the front axle. So the M4209-88 410. That is for the rear axle of the 8.8, and that's the truck axle that you'd find in older Rangers, older Mustangs with straight axles, or new Ford F-150s. So, and then I've got this in my truck. This is the limited slip that's in the front, the Torsen differential that goes in the front of the Raptor that you can put in any F-150 from 2004 on. And there's the part number, and you'll see that there at the top. M4204, which is the axle, then F150 LS. So that's your limited slip differential, the Torsen differential. And so that's for the front axle. So anyway, any of you that were looking for part numbers, there's the part number right out of the catalog. Now that goes in the front axle carrier. The next part I want to talk about up front are the CV joint shafts. So when you buy these as whole units, you can buy them in parts. They're actually rebuildable. But when you buy the whole units, something that's really interesting on the Ford that's not this way on very many trucks, and a lot of guys that want to go overlanding and you want parts, the left-hand side and the right-hand side on these trucks is the same part number. So that's quite relevant, because if you're going to go, say through Africa, and you wanted to carry a parts box, a spares box, you could carry one of these shafts, and it would work on either side. So it wouldn't matter if you blew one side out or the other. You'd actually have one that would fit, and you only have to carry one. So that's a significant weight loss, in compared to other vehicles where you might have to carry two. Anyway, the other great thing, I talked to the guy at the parts shop, and he's getting ready to retire in a few years. He's in his 60s, and he said he's never seen one break. So they don't sell very many of them. Now Ford, of course, they make these CV joints for these 8.8 inch axles. These F-150 uses the same axle housing or axle internals that the Mustangs use. So if you're looking at a Mustang, a 5-liter Mustang, a GT350, the new GT500 with 760 horsepower, they all use the same, internals. So if Ford can make internals that'll hold up to a Mustang, they're going to be able to make internals that'll hold up to your F-150 when it's off-road. Now, the next part that I'd like to talk about is this. This is a 975 Raptor differential cover. So this isn't what comes standard on any of them, but it fits all 975 axles. So yeah, this is kind of nice because it has two inlets, and one outlet at the bottom. So you don't always have to break your seal if you want to change oil, or if you were off-roading and you thought you got water in the differential, you could pull it. Just pull the bolt and drain the oil, which would drain the water first. Anyway, just a really nice piece if you're overlanding, and differential covers are very important for mileage and gear differential longevity. So this is the next kind of piece that interests me. They sell a front steering wheel kit. They sell a steering wheel kit for the Raptor that you can buy it with. It'll fit every F-150. It'll fit the Excursion or the Expedition and the Navigator too, I suppose. But anyway, you can get it in with the Raptor paddles and with the sight line on it. But they have two models, so a lot of people might not know. You can get this orange sightline model, and that's going to give you orange. So if you're an overlander, it'll match your max tracks. So anyway, just a different option. So that gives you something if you were going to do some orange internals or any orange graphics on the outside. But they also do the original red sight line. So, if you're doing trim in the interior, if you're doing like black and red trim or blue and red trim, or, just an FX4 truck with the red sticker on the side, and you're trying to match a few things up, so you can get the original right from Ford. So anyway, just a really nice setup, and it does also have the heated steering wheel, so you can get them. You can just buy the package and add heated steering wheel to your truck. There is some wiring involved. And anyway, so the other big thing in this catalog, I just wanted to kind of mention, like, they have everything, and it includes, just about everything. You've got valve covers and stuff, but there's motors. There's different crate motors that you can buy. The V8 ones I just thought were kind of interesting. You can go in and buy a bunch of different levels. They have an illuminator motor there that you can buy that is the 12-to-1 compression, but you can also buy it in the 9.5 compression for putting a supercharger on it. And all these motors, you can just buy directly from Ford. So if you were going to do a build, let's say you're going to do a ground up restoration on an old on a 66 Bronco or something, you can go into Ford and buy all the stuff and all the wiring and the transmission in automatic or in standard, and do everything with one of these, say a 5.2 liter illuminator motor or the 5 liter illuminator motor. Get some big power. And so these parts here, I think these are relevant. If you're running an F-150, there's the stronger oil pump, the steel pump gears, and there's a steel oil pan. So two things that kind of make people nervous. One's the plastic oil pan. It doesn't bother me because I've got skid plates, but the other one would be the aluminum oil gears. So some people, when you're putting big power out, you want the steel ones. And then this is the kit that you can buy. This is the 650 horsepower supercharger kit. And anyway, so yeah, you can go right to Ford. You can buy it from Ford. Ford warranty on it at the Ford Performance Part. And, buy it and away you go. So anyway, these are just some of the things I think that are relevant to guys that are doing work on trucks. And if you want to make big power or make something different, Ford Performance has all those parts. I hope this stuff helps you, find the things that you need to get yourself down the road. And I hope to see you out there someday.